Hey Canucks fans, it is Sunday. That means it's time for another version of Ask Me Anything. I'm Clay Emo. I'm at Canuck Clay on Twitter. I'm at Clayton Emo on Instagram. I'm the founder of the GLCPC, the Good Looking Canucks Positivity Club. And this is my Canucks take, all in one take. It's Clay's Canucks commentary for Sunday, November the 1st. This is where you get Canucks insight that's positive and timely. November the 1st, can't believe it's November already. I hope you had a safe and fun Halloween night last night. Last night was the first time in 20 years where all five of us, my wife Gail and our kids, Sean, Jacob, and Kayla, the first time in 20 years that all five of us were home on a Halloween night. Usually in the previous 19 years, one, two, or all three of our kids were out. We were taking them around the neighborhood or they're at a friend's house, whatever it may be. But last night we were all home, probably because of COVID, probably because they're getting older. Instead, we watched a Korean zombie movie called Train to Busan. It was actually very good. I'm not into those movies, but last night's show was very entertaining. So check it out if you want to. I also invite you to check out my vlog tomorrow. It's my next Zoom chat, and I was blessed to speak with Dave Nordham. He's my new best friend. If you follow me on Twitter at Canuck Clay, you saw that I visited him yesterday, him and his family out in Chilliwack. He's a cancer survivor, fighting cancer as we speak, and needs some help financially. So I'm going to share that link tomorrow, share that interview, and share a link to a GoFundMe page where if you want to help him out, you can. So make sure you watch that vlog tomorrow. It's quick. It's 25 minutes, and we'd love for you to support Dave and his family if you can. Okay, it's Sunday. That means it's Ask Me Anything time. We got a lot of really good questions, all from YouTube. Didn't even have to go to Twitter because we got enough from YouTube. A lot of good, thoughtful, serious Canucks ones, and then a couple fun ones at the end. So let's go. Brad Clarkson says this: why is nobody talking about growth with the Canucks? Yes, we lost some players, but Hughes, Petey, and Horvat have all upped their games quite a bit. Great point, Brad. And this was a response to my vlog yesterday where I said, next year's Canucks, are they going to be better, worse, or the same? I looked at the departure of 7 key players, all with different significance. Markstrom, Toffoli, Tanev, Fantenberg, Stetcher, Levo, and Domingue. And that's only bringing in Holtby, Schmidt, and Harlock. So you can argue on paper the Canucks are worse. But you never know. Once you get everyone playing and everyone together, really, they could gel and have some great chemistry. And I made the point in my vlog yesterday that you get excited because Pettersson, Hughes, Horvat, Demko, they're all going to be Brock. They're all going to be a year older, and they should be better. But then I was quick to make the point, yes, but you could say that about every team, that every team is going to have players that are a year older, because naturally we all get a year older. You can't get younger. But someone responded. I put that on a comment to reply to Brad's question, and then someone replied with a really good point. It says, yes, everyone is going to get older, but that doesn't mean they're going to get better. And that viewer was making the point that the Canucks core is young. They're moving into the prime now, as opposed to an older team who's past their prime, and they're not all basically improving at the same rate just because they're getting a year older. So I have a lot of time for that argument, actually. I really do. So yes, I agree. The Canucks core is younger, and the incremental, the strides that Pettersson and Hughes and Thatcher Demko and Brock and Bo are going to make, I think, are going to be bigger, relatively speaking, to other teams. So I think that's fair. Brad and others, you've convinced me that maybe they won't take as big of a step back as I think they might. So I hope you're right. And as the founder of the GLCPC, I really hope that you're right, and I would love to be proven wrong. I'm just not convinced right now. Desmond says, hello, Clay from Finland. Hello, Desmond. What more should the Canucks do this offseason? Thank you for what you do. Well, thank you, Desmond, for that nice comment, and you're most welcome. I'm happy to provide some content for you. I would not be surprised if the Canucks were done overall. There's not a lot of money to spend. They'd have to move money around. On D, do they want a depth defenseman, or are they fine going with the 6 they have? Hughes, Schmidt, Edler, Myers, Ben, and then one of Chatfield, Rafferty, Juolevi, or Rathbone. I have a feeling they're done. And then same forwards. They still have 14 or 15 forwards, including Ferland, Eriksson, and Berchi. All options. Not the most reliable options, but they're all options. So I would love to see them get a guy like Anthony Duclair. I think it'd be an upgrade on Jake Virtanen in the top 6. But you're going to have to move some money and move some guys to make those things happen. So I would not be surprised if the Canucks are done this offseason. But we'll see. We still have another couple months to go, if not longer. Canucks Vid says, who is your dark horse Canucks prospect who nobody's talking about but could turn some heads? Great question, Canucks Vid. We know that we're always talking about Höglander, Podkolzin, Lind, Rafferty, Rathbone, Juolevi, Chatfield, Jet Wu even. But one guy that no one talks about, but who I think could be really good is Aiden McDonough. Aidan McDonough is 19-year-old turning 20, actually 20-year-old turning 21. He played at Northeastern alongside ex-Canuck Tyler Madden. And as a freshman this season, had 27 points in 31 games. That's pretty good, 27 points in 31 games. And he's a big winger, a skilled winger, but good size, 6'3", 200 pounds. So he's got, like I said, a great size. And he's got good hands and obviously can find the net. And I think he could be our dark horse right now that not a lot of people are talking about him. And not a lot of people are talking about him because he was drafted 7th round, 195th overall. So he's the final Canucks pick of the 2019 draft that was here in Vancouver. But, could he crack the lineup in 3 or 4 years? I could see that happening. And he could be a solid, middle six, bottom six player. So yeah, keep your eye on Aidan McDonough. Certainly doesn't have the name cachet as our other higher end prospects, but I think he could be a dark horse for sure. Great question. Maestro says, do you think Ryan Kessler deserves to be in the Canucks Ring of Honor? Great question. At first I said no, but as I researched it, I'm going to say yes. I do think he does. The 7 guys that are in there right now: Orland Kurtbach, first captain of the team; Kirk McLean, arguably the best or second best goalie in franchise history with Luongo; Thomas Gradin, one of the Swedes that played with Smil and Sundstrom and Tanti in the 80s; Harold Snepps, up until Edler passed him, was the most games played by defensemen; Pat Quinn, legendary coach and GM; Matthias Olin, our best defenseman in history, I think; and Alex Burrows, obviously a community giant and slaying the dragon, so on and so forth, playing shotgun with the Sedins. When you look at those 7 guys, I'd say Kessler was a better player on the ice than, say, both Snepps and Kurtbach. Thought to be kind of think of hand in hand with Alex Burrows, same career path, same success. So the fact that he won a Selke as the best defensive forward in the league in 2011, that's huge. And the fact that I think that he was so well received, even though he's a little bit nervous and trepidatious when the Canucks had their Sedin's retirement ceremony back in February, he was very well received, cheered very loudly, biggest cheer of the night aside from the Sedins, of course. I think that might seal the deal. So yeah, and he had that massive playoff series in the 2011 Cup run, especially against Nashville. So I do think he deserves to be there, up in the Ring of Honor. Too bad the way he left the city, demanding the trade or really hamstringing the team. But overall, I think on the ice, and he did enough in the community. He was fine in the community. I think he does deserve to be in the Ring of Honor. I think him and Alex Edler are the 2 guys that you look at to go in next. Obviously, Edler can't go in until he retires. All right, Oliver says this. Oliver Codette says, do you think the Canucks will be a top 3 team next year in their division? Well, that honestly depends on what division they're in. If it's this typical Pacific division, I do think they are a top 3 team. Along with Vegas would be number 1. I think Vancouver, Edmonton, and Calgary would fight for the 2nd and 3rd spot. So I do think they could beat one of the 2 Alberta teams, maybe Edmonton. Calgary seems to be strong with all the ex-Canucks. So maybe it's Vegas, Calgary, and Vancouver as the top 3. And then you still have Edmonton, Arizona, and the 3 LA California teams. So yes, if it's Pacific, I think they can be top 3. If they go all Canadian division, though, I think it's tough. Although earlier this offseason I said they're the best team in Canada, I'm not so sure right now because I think Toronto's good. I think Calgary's good. I think Montreal can be good with their changes. Then I think Vancouver, Edmonton, and Winnipeg are all there as well. So I would actually say if it's an all Canadian division that they might finish 3rd or 4th. If it's a Pacific division, they could finish 2nd or 3rd. So let's go with that. Karen Dinsa says this. How many fans do you think the Canucks will be allowed to have back? And when do you think? Man, if they go with a capacity, like a percentage of capacity, let's say they go with 25%, then that's just under 5,000 fans. That's about 4,500 fans. So maybe it's a little less than that to be safe. Maybe they're looking at 20% or so. Then you're looking at basically 3,600 fans, right? 20% of 18,000 is 3,600. So my guess is they're going to be about between 3,000 and 4,000 fans. No, that seems like a lot now when you think about it. Maybe it's going to be even less than that. Maybe 2,500 to 3,000. So there's enough physical distancing, but we'll see. When would it happen? Not till the spring. I know they won't start the season with fans, so maybe not until late spring, April, May, June, depending on vaccine, depending on COVID numbers. Obviously, as a season ticket holder, I'm hopeful, but I'm not sure when that's going to be. But I'm going to say, to answer your question, 3,000 fans by April, May. That seems a little optimistic, but we'll see. Patrick says, do people ever look at you weirdly when they walk past your car during your vlogs? Yeah, thanks, Patrick. I know you're a loyal viewer of my vlogs, and usually where I record them on the street near my office, there's usually 2 places I record them, but on where I usually do, near my office, yeah, you often see people walking by my left shoulder because they're walking to the park or near the hospital where my office is near. But no, usually they don't walk, especially if they're walking past me from behind me. I can't really react until they're past me anyways, because I see them, I might see them in my rearview mirror, but I usually see them when they walk, walking, I look at their back as they're walking past me. It's more when someone's walking towards me where I'll often get distracted because I'm looking at the camera, then I'll look up at them and whatever. And then they see me talking to no one. Now they might not necessarily think I'm recording a vlog. They might just think I'm on speakerphone or talking to someone on the phone. So admittedly, I don't get a bunch of weird looks. Once in a while, I'll get a look when I park somewhere and then someone is coming out of their driveway, or they're looking at me from their house, hoping probably I don't do anything bad to the house. But no, mostly I don't get any weird looks at me. No more weird looks than I do normally when I'm walking down the street. That didn't sound right, but you know what I mean. No, it's generally fine because I look busy, I act busy, but once in a while I've had to stop and move my car and start again just because someone, whatever, they're talking loudly outside my car or whatever it may be. But generally it's been pretty good. And lastly, Ash123 says, Clay, how do you look so fresh all the time? Well, Ash, there's a reason why I am the founder of the GLCPC, but I appreciate that. I think, during the weekdays, I'm wearing a shirt and tie because that's what I have to wear to work as a director for the Catholic Archdiocese. And then on weekends, obviously a lot more casual, repping my Seahawks gear today on a Sunday. But yeah, I think whenever I get my hair cut, I feel better. I think I look better. And I had a fresh haircut yesterday, so maybe that's what you're referring to. But thank you for stroking my ego, Ash123, although I think I don't need my ego to get any bigger than it already is. Okay, Canucks fans, those are some great questions. Thank you for asking. I hope that you enjoyed my answers. Leave a comment below if you have any reaction to any of those answers, and I really appreciate you taking the time to send in a question. Make sure you check out my vlog tomorrow, my Zoom chat with Dave Nordum. I'll post that tomorrow morning, and then 10 p.m., join me for my live stream, my weekly live stream tomorrow night, Monday night, 10 p.m., right here on YouTube. In the meantime, subscribe if you like to, like this video if you like to. Stay safe, stay healthy, take care of yourselves, and take care of each other. God bless, and go Canucks go.